What is up, everybody? This is my immediate reaction to UFC 291 from Salt Lake City, Utah, between Dustin the Diamond Poirier and Justin the Highlight Gaethje. I have to say, my first prediction video that I've done in a while was wrong. The Diamond got cracked tonight in round number 2. And honestly, what was an incredible knockout from Justin Gaethje. That venue, man, is just something about it. Is the head kick venue of the world, man. I don't know what's going on in Salt Lake City. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw Dustin going down. I don't know why I thought he was like joking or something, but I was like, what is he doing? I was like, Dustin's not out, and he was out. So incredible job from Justin Gaethje setting up that head kick that just landed. Dustin has that thing where he kind of pulls his arm, landed right behind the arm, man. It was just a beautiful shot. Totally planned by Justin Gaethje, though. There's nothing fluky about it. I've seen people saying, oh, lucky shot from Justin Gaethje. He set that up. And, that's what people were saying all week. Justin Gaethje got more technical, which he did. And I was wrong in my prediction video. And I'm not afraid to say it. I thought that Dustin Poirier was going to go out there and use his boxing, which in round 1, it was really competitive. I think I leaned Poirier at one point because he rocked Gaethje, but it was extremely close and it could have easily gone to Gaethje. And then in the second round, man, about a minute in, he went in there and just KO'd Dustin Poirier, it was just crazy. I couldn't even fathom that happening like that. We haven't seen Dustin hurt in a long time where he's gotten knocked down even. And so to see him get knocked out, it just took me back to the Michael Johnson knockout, you know what I mean? So totally shocking. And it was very reminiscent of the Kamaru Usman UFC 278 KO where Leon Edwards head kick KO'd Kamaru Usman. It was just a crazy card overall, man. Only 2 decisions, I think. I'll try and break down some of the fights, but the Dustin Poirier, man, that one was just insane. There's not too much to even take away from the fight, but just the main takeaway is Justin Gaethje's got to be fighting for a title next. And, as for Dustin Poirier, I don't know where he goes from here. And there's definitely a path for Dustin Poirier to get that title shot at some day, but, it's going to be a lot harder for him after getting KO'd like that. That's going to be a huge pause in the career, man. So, we'll see where Dustin goes from here. Moving on to the co-main event of the evening. This fight was honestly a bit of a sleeper fight between Alex Poatan Pereira and Jan Blachowicz. This fight went the distance. A lot of people thought that this fight was going to end in a finish one way or the other, which is what I thought. I thought this fight was going to finish, man. I thought Jan Blachowicz was going to win this fight, and then went to the judges, and Alex Pereira won. I thought Alex edged it by just a small margin in that third round. Extremely close. First round was Jan Blachowicz, but he gassed, man. I think that elevation really got to him there in Salt Lake City, and he ended up losing a split decision to Alex Pereira, who's probably going to get the title shot against Yuri Prochazka. And, I don't want to say either fighter looked great tonight because Alex Pereira did not look good, and Jan Blachowicz just didn't look great either. And I thought it could have gone either way. So very underwhelming stuff from both guys there in that co-main event, but I was happy for either one of them getting the win tonight. So, good job to Alex Pereira for getting that win. Moving on to the third fight down, man, you had Derek Lewis KOing Marcus Rogerio de Lima in an absolutely crazy KO. I think that knee that he landed was actually faster than the knee Jorge Masvidal landed against Ben Askren. He got that knee so fast, and then, the fight wasn't obviously stopped as soon, but it went on for about 30 seconds longer, and, Derek Lewis was able to get the ground and pound finish after hitting that flying knee knockout. So incredible stuff from Derek Lewis, man. He's back. I mean, who could have expected that? I predicted Derek Lewis. You can see on my Twitter, guys, if you follow me there. Every week, I put my predictions out there as well. If you want to see my full card predictions, I do put them on Twitter. So if you want to go see that, I did predict Derek Lewis. When a lot of people were counting him out, I thought it was crazy that he was an underdog in that fight because, the Derek Lewis thing, I mean, he's only lost to some of the top fighters, Sergey Spivak, Sergey Pavlovich, Cyril Gane, top guys. So I really didn't think Marcus Rogerio de Lima was going to be able to KO him. So I'm glad I rock with my boy, Derek Lewis, because I just thought he was going to be better, man. I just thought, he's got that KO power. I didn't expect a flying knee, I'm going to be honest. That was not on the radar, but incredible stuff from him tonight. Moving down, man, for the second fight on the main card was between Tony Ferguson and Bobby Green. Sad stuff from Tony Ferguson, man. Losing 6 straight fights. Now dropping another one to Bobby Green. Before that, it was, Nate Diaz and Michael Chandler, then Charles Oliveira, then Justin Gaethje. And just rough stuff, man. Rough stuff for Tony Ferguson, man. Beneil Dariush in there, too. Sad stuff for Tony Ferguson, man. He looked good immediately in the fight. He got a knockdown over Bobby Green, which is weird. He keeps doing that. He gets a knockdown in the first round and then proceeds to lose the rest of the fight. Um, Not too much to say, man. Bobby Green looked amazing and was able to completely time Tony Ferguson over and over and over again, and was eventually able to find the finish with an arm triangle choke in round number 3 and choke Tony all the way out. Personally, I'd like to see Tony retire. I don't want to tell him what to do, man, but that's 6 straight. It's just not looking good for Tony, man, at this moment in time. And I could make a whole nother video on Tony Ferguson and why he might want to hang it up at this point in time. But overall, good stuff from Bobby Green, man. That's what I gotta say. Bobby King Green, man, he did good, man. That's all you gotta say about that one. Incredible timing, slick boxing, and was just able to beat Tony Ferguson up for 3 rounds, man. It was bad, but good stuff from Bobby Green. And then moving on to our final fight on the main card, we had Michael Chiesa versus Kevin Holland, in which Kevin Holland was able to wrap up a Darce choke, which I actually kind of saw coming because I think that's the 3rd Darce choke finish in Michael Chiesa's career loss-wise. And, Michael, that was the first time he's been back in the octagon in 2 years, and he just didn't look that comfortable, I'm going to be honest. He just didn't look too comfortable in there with Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's a really good striker, and he's been working on that defense. He had underrated wrestling defense in that Hamza Chimaev fight. He actually went in there, and a lot of people don't realize I know he got submitted in like the first minute, but he had some good stuff before he got submitted in the first minute. So I did not think that Michael Chiesa was going to come in here and do that to him. And, luckily I picked Kevin Holland to win this fight, and I was right in that assessment. So, good stuff from Kevin Holland. Goes out there and gets the Darce choke. I don't want to see him move up to 185 pounds. He was talking about moving back up to 185 pounds. I don't want to see it. Keep fighting at 170, man. You're on a win streak. You just beat Santiago Ponzinibbio. Now you've just beaten Michael Chiesa. You're going to be a ranked welterweight. Let's stay down at welterweight, dude. You're bigger than a lot of these welterweight guys. Your arms are longer, and you're more fit for the division, man. So that's the fight I want to see. At 185 pounds, he does just get ragdolled a bit too much for my liking. Either way, it's going to be interesting to see where Kevin Holland goes from here. There were some amazing fights from the prelims. Not too many fights on the prelims, though. I think only 6 fights on the prelims. You could point out probably CJ Vergara had a sort of snooze fight. I'd say Priscilla Cachoeira and Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick was able to find the submission in the 3rd round with an armbar, which was pretty interesting, I have to say. There were some other ones, there was a brutal head kick one in that round, and head kicks were just in the air tonight, man, and too bad for Dustin Poirier, but great job to Justin Gaethje, man. What a night of fights UFC 291 was, and, I just can't wait for UFC 292 coming up in just a little bit from Boston. That's Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Sean O'Malley, but I believe we also have a fight night in between there, so we got some good stuff coming down the pipeline in the UFC as well. Peace out, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. What were your reactions to UFC 291 and that incredible KO from Justin Gaethje? Highlight real stuff. He is the highlight Justin Gaethje. Let me know what you guys thought. Peace out. I'll see you all in the next one.